What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for tuning in to another video of me coming to you, well, not live, but coming to you from the garage of Truck Therapy / Rehab. Now, today I'm going to be working on my 4th gen, my 2014 Bighorn I picked up a couple weeks ago, making more changes to it, and I am making quite a bit of progress on this truck. And I've got to go over something that's a little bit embarrassing right out of the gate. So I told you guys and gals I was going to show you a video of how easy it is to replace the windows in this truck, right, in a 4th gen Ram, which I did. The problem is the little microphone setup that I've got, had it plugged in, recorded 0 sound, okay? Now, when I was putting the video together, I didn't have the sound on, so I thought nothing of it. So I edited it, did the whole thing, 17 minutes, start to finish, and I've got 0 sound. So I tried dubbing over it the best I could. And after the first few minutes, I gave myself a headache watching it. I'm not going to put you guys and gals through that. So I just deleted it. Said, you know what? I'll just show you guys and give you the best explanation that I can on how easy it is to replace the side windows in this thing, as well as the window trim on the exterior. Because if you got a Dodge, it's a little bit older, you already know the window trim it just looks like ass after a couple of years. So I ordered all new exterior window trim, installed the windows. I'll go over that here in a second. As far as what I'm doing today video wise, I'm going to be replacing all the lighting in the back of this thing, as far as the taillights and the third brake light, as well as one little kind of aesthetic upgrade that I think looks kind of cool. So I'm going to give it a shot and see. So if you guys have any questions about it, let me just be the guinea pig for you. Now, the windows. I told you guys and gals I was going to show you a video, and I'm pretty disappointed in myself for not checking as I was going through, but I replaced them. I replaced the front driver and passenger glass in this thing because if you guys remember, they were kind of scratched up. They looked like ass, and the tint was garbage. So I just figured, you know what, just get it all done, start off with new glass. And I also went ahead and replaced all the window trim on the exterior of this thing. So rear windows, front windows, it's all brand new. For those wondering, I got all the window trim off of Gino's Garage. Actually, great company to work with. Shipping was fast, had them in less than a week, and then I was able to get it all done with the front driver's side and passenger window. Now let me walk you through how to do windows on a 4th gen Ram, okay? I had never done a set before, and I'd looked up a couple videos, and I was like, that didn't actually look too bad. So let me just walk you through what I did, okay? Basic step by step. This is how I did it, so you might find something a little bit easier, but first things first. You got these little clips up top on the top of the door panels. These actually unclip. I put a small Phillips in, a small flathead, pop that off. So you get this off. Then what you're gonna wanna do is remove these little push pins. There's about 6 of them and they line the door. So you gotta kind of pop these out, pull those out. And then behind the door handle itself is this little plastic piece. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. That actually pops out. There's a Phillips head screw back there that helps secure the panel itself to the door. And then the door comes up and off. Now, if you want to make it super easy, pull your window switches out and unplug them first, then pull the door handle up and off once you've got all the screws and everything off, and then plug this back in, and I'm going to tell you why. Once you've got the door panel off, about this area right here has an access panel that you can actually just kind of pull up, and it kind of hangs off to the side. You're going to want to remove your speaker. Trust me, it makes it a lot easier. It's got 4, I want to say 8 mil bolts that actually hold it on. So pull the bolts off, unplug the speaker, pull it out of the way, because then once you have your your controls plugged back in and the truck on or running or whatnot, you put the window down. You'll notice that the clips for the window itself that hold it to the track line up perfectly between the access panel and the speaker, okay? And that's it. You literally push these clips in one side at a time, pull the glass up, and then to make it even easier, just as food for thought, you can take this piece of trim out right here that sits between the panel itself and the glass. And if you're going to replace them, you may as well just take off the exterior window trim too, because all that being out of the way opens it up where it makes it easier to kind of pull the window up and out at an angle. And then you basically do the same thing when you're putting it back in there. So windows done. Tint, as you guys and gals can tell, I didn't go crazy dark, but tint's done. New windshield, brow installed on the windshield. And last but certainly not least, I did have the roof wrapped in a gloss black PPF this past week. Now, obviously some of you guys and gals are probably wondering, well, why does it kind of look like not the smoothest towards the front? The roof on this thing, if you remember, obviously it spent most of its life in Arizona and New Mexico, outside. So the clear coat on the roof itself wasn't in the best shape. I'd gotten a couple quotes to just repaint the roof, start off fresh, and then I'd seen something on Instagram actually where it looks like kind of like a tuxedo wrap, so to speak. So I figured I reached out to some guys over at Sounds Good Audio. They said, yeah, we can get it knocked out for you. We'll do a gloss black PPF, and then I can ceramic coat it. So it makes maintaining the roof of this thing that much easier. Plus, with it being gloss black, if you see it in the sun, there's a little bit of a difference. You can kind of notice it, but I wanted it to actually end up matching something I'm doing to the truck today. So we've got all that out of the way, and the sound is working, and now it's time to have some fun with the truck. So today's goal is to replace a few things to make life a little bit easier, okay? And by that, I'll get right to it. So first things first, I'm not a huge fan of halogen taillights, as you guys and gals know, right? If there's an LED option for it, I'm gonna probably seek it out and I'm gonna replace them. So I opted for this specific set of Alpha Rexes, okay? Now here's why I went with this set. The reverse lights in these lights are actually LEDs, so in theory they should be brighter. They're still plug and play, no hyper flashing, and they're dark, they're tinted, they're smoked. So they should look really good on the truck and still function really, really well. And obviously let people know that I'm stopping or turning. So first thing. Second, the third brake light on this truck sucks ass. Just gonna throw that out there. The seal on it sucks. I noticed a couple weeks ago washing the truck, a little bit of water leaked in, pulled the third brake light, lo and behold, the seal is toast. So in my pursuit of LED light awesomeness, I went ahead and got a Morimoto third brake light. I went with this specific light because the bed lights that are actually in this light itself are very bright. I have already plugged it in at night to check it out. I was pretty impressed, so I'm very happy with it. And it's got a thick, beefy seal on the back of the light itself all the way around. That should tuck up to the cab super nice. So I'll get the factory third brake light out, get the surface cleaned up the best that I can, and install this Morimoto. And then last and certainly not least, for the back of the truck, see right here, right there, they're satin. Now, I know it's a little thing, right? But I was on Bookface a couple weeks ago, and I'd noticed a couple posts of some guys and gals saying that they actually bought these covers that kind of go over those, so it kind of gives it a full gloss black look. So being the person I am, I bid on the hook and I ordered a set, okay? It took a couple weeks to get here, but I will say the final product is pretty impressive. So these are basically just kind of a vinyl, and as you can tell, it's got a little cover, protective coating on it, but I pulled it back so you can kind of see they're gloss black, and they actually sit over and under the slider on the 4th gen. So I'm hoping after installing these that the whole window will be gloss black and it'll look good. And worst case, they suck, I take it off. So that's what I'm doing to the back of the truck. Now let's get into something that has just not been the greatest with this truck since I got it. The mirrors on this thing are garbage. I don't know if they're factory. Honestly, I don't think they're factory, but I'm not sure. Over 45 miles an hour in this truck, the mirrors, both driver and passenger, shake. And I mean, they're basically useless to look out of when you're driving, which kind of defeats the purpose of having the mirrors on there. So to prevent any more headaches while I'm driving over 45 miles an hour, I went ahead and ordered a set of Boost Auto factory replacement style tow mirrors for the truck. I opted for their smoke turn signals. They're a plug and play light and they're all black. So gets rid of the chrome, new mirrors on here, and they don't shake. And as you guys can tell, I've got plenty more parts for this truck, but this is what I'm gonna focus on today after I get the rear lighting done, as well as the covers. So I'm gonna get my camera set up and show you guys how easy it is to actually just kind of bring the back end of this truck up to 2026 standards as far as LEDs and lights go, and then get the truck spun around and get these mirrors swapped. Now I have swapped on tow mirrors on new 4th gen before. They really aren't that bad to do or hard to do. And I'm hoping that the final result is just awesome. So let me get my camera set up. I'm gonna walk you guys and gals through what you need to basically do this stuff. It's pretty basic as far as hand tools goes. It's a Phillips screwdriver for the third brake light. I believe it's a Torx 20 for the taillights because they do have two, I don't know if you guys can see them. Yep, let me get my camera set up maybe a little bit better. But you got two little Torx bits that help secure the taillight from the inside of the bed, one up top and then one down below. So I'll get those out, pop the taillights out, get everything cleaned, get the Alpha Rexes in there, and then show you guys the after. So let's get started. All right, guys, so here's how easy this is to do, right? Before you throw your tools around. So grab a T20 Torx bit. You're gonna take the 2 little screws out, as you guys can tell, right? That helps secure the tail lights inside the bed themselves, like so. And then on this side of the tail light itself, there's 2 plastic clips that help secure the light in there. Now, this side only has 1, so I guess I'm glad I'm doing this because I know you can order a set off of Amazon. I think you get a set of 4 or 8 for like $10. Well, that's one way to take the bulb out. So, factory lights out. Now, what I was saying is, on the back side of the lights, as you guys can see, these little areas right here are what slide into the plastic clips that are actually inside the opening right here. And again, this truck only has 1, not a big deal because I can order some more. And taillights are super easy to do. Now, to get the Alpha Rexes to work with this all really well, you got to take out the bulbs themselves, which sometimes can be a pain in the ass, right? The reverse light is no different, so that's all good. These are probably just going to end up in the trash. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically clean the surface up. Now, for those of you guys that have watched my videos in the past, you know that I kind of have something with just kind of cleaning everything that I possibly can, because I think that once you do the hard work, then maintenance is pretty easy. So I'm going to take my McGuire ceramic detailer, which I love using for everything pretty much on the exterior of the truck. I'm going to spray everything down in here with the exception of obviously the plugs themselves. Don't want to get anything in there. And I'm going to clean all this up. Then I'm going to put the Alpha Rex light on after I plug everything in and show you guys the final result. So let me clean it. And just like that, it's cleaned up and ready to go. So now it's time to grab the driver's side light, plug everything in, make sure that it works, snap it in, put the screws back in, and it's done. It literally, guys and gals, it can take you 5 minutes to do this if you have to swap the taillight, or longer, right? I want to have everything cleaned up, make sure everything's sealed up as nicely as possible. I'm going to order those new clips so I can just start off with 4 brand new clips for the back of this thing. And that way the lights don't rattle, they don't move around, and they do what they're supposed to do. Now let me show you what's going on in place of the before, right? Let me show you the after. Now these are the after. Now, as you can tell, they're smoked. I like the kind of tint look to them. I think they look pretty cool, and I'm pretty excited to actually see if the reverse lights in these things are worth a couple extra bucks having them LED as opposed to halogen. But either way, these are an upgrade for sure. Not only are they a bit brighter, the startup sequence on them is pretty slick. So let me get them plugged in and we'll give it a shot. Make sure you get your wiring tucked in there real nice too. Well, guys, that's how you don't install these. Looks like I'll be going to buy some clips a lot sooner than I thought. But for now, I can at least get it in there. And I'm going to tell you guys, when you're putting these back in there, these T20, you don't want to over tighten them. Which I've done that in the past as well, and it is a pain in the butt to replace the screw mount in any taillight, at least from my personal experience. So now that I've got those done, now let's see how they actually look when you unlock the truck. So enter key. So here is what they look like installed. Yeah. Pretty big upgrade over the factory halogens. And as you can tell, I already did the passenger side, so that's it. So I showed you how to install the lights, super easy to do. I showed you how not to install them with the clips that are already in the bed themselves, because I'm gonna have to go and see if I can find some, because I don't really want to wait for Amazon to deliver them, because it's gonna drive me nuts. Now I'm gonna get to work on the third brake light. That is just as easy, okay? That is literally a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm gonna clean the surface up and replace that and show you guys the final result and see if I can get a little bit closer so you guys can actually see the gloss black on the roof, but it should look really cool. It should match. So let me grab my screwdriver. All right guys, so I got a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm gonna take out this third brake light, okay? 2 Phillips head screws. I'm gonna clean up the surface in there, so that way when I do put the Morimoto light in there, the gasket that's on that light itself has a nice clean smooth surface to seal to without anything impeding on it. And then I'm going to show you how that looks when it's plugged in. So let's get the camera set up. All right guys, so now we're in the bed. I'm going to get the third brake light out. Phillips head screwdriver, pretty easy to do. Clean the surface, wipe everything down. After I take the third brake light out, get the Morimoto one swapped in there, get it screwed back on, and then show you guys how that looks. And it's that easy. So third brake light's out, and yeah, the seal on this thing has seen better days, but one of the important things is I'm going to clean the surface of this up the best that I can, so that way when the Morimoto light goes on, again, it's got the best chance of sealing. So go back with my Meguiar's quick detailer, get her done. Now let's get the Morimoto light plugged in and put back together. And that's it. Now, as you can tell, factory, not factory, factory, garbage, literally garbage. And that's what I got. And I'm gonna be honest with you, just swapping the light without actually having it turn on or do anything already looks 1,000 times better. So Tail light's done, third brake light done. Now it's time to get this cleaned up, and I'm gonna figure out how to get those covers on here and then show you the full song and dance with the new tail or third brake light, the roof wrapped, and hopefully these little pieces, well, maybe they help it look a little bit better, I'm not really sure. But everything that I'd seen on the internet looked pretty good. And I'm not a professional. Just gonna throw that out there right now. So let me grab those, I'll be right back. All right guys, I've never done something like this before, so I guess we're gonna learn trial by fire. So I'm gonna clean off the surfaces the best that I can, and then install these pieces, try to get them squared up, and let you guys kind of be the judge, see if you think it was worth it or not. So let me get started. Now the first one that goes on, I'm going to put on, I guess I should say, is the bottom piece. So peel off the plastic adhesive cover. Honestly, it's not too bad. Let's see if I can get the top piece to look as good as the bottom piece. Well guys, there you have it. Actually looks pretty good. Check this out. Not too shabby, huh? New brake light, roof wrapped in that gloss black PPF, these little gloss black covers. So right now, in my opinion, I think it actually all looks pretty good. I know you see my big ugly mug in that reflection, but that's not too bad. So now I got third brake light done, obviously. Got the gloss black covers on there. Got the roof wrapped in gloss black. Guys, it's coming together. So now it's time for me to get the truck turned around, get the mirrors swapped off, and yeah, this looks really good. I'm gonna pull this thing out in the sun and show you guys. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna flip the truck for now. Next up is going to be the mirrors. Now, again, I got these bad boys from Boost Auto, right? Pretty excited. All black. They got their really nice smoked, turn signal, running lights, all that good stuff. All the wiring, plug and play set up there. And obviously the 3 posts to mount it. To do this the right way, you should really take off the door panel, okay? So let me show you. Turn around, because it's bright outside, and it is hotter than snot in my garage. So to get this done, kind of like I mentioned earlier when I replaced the windows, right? I unsnapped the top piece, okay, that sits up here. Now I'm gonna take off the door panels themselves, and then I'm gonna pull off, obviously, all these nuts that help hold this mirror on there, follow the wiring down, unplug it, and just kind of reverse the process when it comes to putting the new mirror on there. So let me get some tools so I can get this thing moved up and out of the way, get the door panel off, get the old mirror off, and get the new ones on. And then I'll show you guys how it looks with the new mirrors. Actually, I'm just gonna show you how everything on this truck looks at the end of this video, right? I'll go find somewhere that's really nice, not a lot of stuff going on, and just do a shot, with the truck with new mirrors on it. And obviously the back end, the tailgate has a little bit of in the middle of doing some touch up on it, so it doesn't look the best. But anyway, the truck is getting there. I'm making progress on it. So let me get the door panel off, get these mirrors swapped. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I got the door panel off, right? So again, basically clip on the door panel, reveals this Phillips head. And then I've got all the plastic clips that kind of line the door itself out. I actually was able to get the switches and everything actually just put through the door panel. So all the wiring for the mirrors that are on there plug in right here. So all we're gonna do is undo both of those. So that is it. I'm not really sure what this pink wire is. I really have no idea. But anyway, so now I'm gonna take off these 3 nuts, slide the old mirror off, put the new one on, and just repeat, rinse and repeat. So let me I'm guessing that might be a 13 mil, guessing. Get those nuts off and get the old mirror off, get that cleaned up, and then swap the new one on. And again, it's pretty easy to do, right? These door panels on these Dodges are not rocket science. They're pretty easy to take off. Plus, it kind of gives me a chance to kind of clean that one up before I put it back in. So there you go. It's that simple. Time to get the new mirror prepped, get the old mirror off, and then see how this truck looks with just black. Black and blue, that's all the truck's gonna be. So I'll be right back. Looks 1,000 times better. Obviously, all being black, no more chrome. It's got the cool smoke turn signals on it, Boost Auto mirrors, plug and play. I will tell you, if you have an extra set of hands, it does make it a bit easier. Now, not saying that you can't do it solo. Obviously, the nice thing with it is having the switches still plugged in did help, because I was able to actually, put the mirror down. Does help out quite a bit, because then I could actually support the mirror from this side, line it up. And these are actually 10 mil nuts that hold that on, and got everything plugged in, back down in the factory position in the door. So everything is good. So the mirrors work, powered, the turn signals work. They look really cool. So now I'm gonna get everything put back together, get the passenger side done, and then show you guys the full gamut with the upgrades to the rear end of the truck, and obviously having one solid color mirror on that doesn't shake. So give me a few, I'll get that done, get the passenger side swapped out, and show you guys the final result. All right, guys, so there you have it. Truck is pretty much done as far as the back end lighting goes. I got the new Boost Auto mirrors installed in this thing, so everything is starting to come together slowly but surely. So brief recap, had the chrome mirrors on it. I'm pretty sure they were aftermarket, because I don't remember Ram putting together mirrors quite like the ones that were on this, but regardless, got a nice set of the Boost mirrors on here. Went with their tinted, kind of blacked out turn signal, which I really, really like. And obviously black kind of is going to match the theme of the truck, getting rid of all the chrome. So these were super easy to install, as you guys had seen. So couldn't honestly be happier with these, and they don't vibrate. Now out back, if you guys remember, I did end up doing a set of Alpha Rex taillights on this thing, which are on and ready to go, which I'm a pretty big fan of. And honestly, the little startup sequence, it gets me every time, right? Again, I'm just a big kid. I'm just doing now what I used to do when I was younger, just with a lot bigger toys. So back window, obviously all that's done now too. So if you guys remember, I ended up doing the Morimoto third brake light up top in gloss black. I got the roof wrapped in gloss black, so that all matches. And then a kit that I found on the old interwebs that allows you to put these kind of gloss pieces over the matte pieces above and below the rear slider. So all that's dialed in. Once the truck is cleaned up, I guarantee, I can tell you it does look really good. I mean, obviously we've gotten rain off and on here for the last couple of days. I've been driving the truck, but still looks pretty dang good. So super happy with how everything turned out back here. Super happy with the roof wrap. Went with just a gloss black PPF on the roof, so that all matches and looks really good. And if you couldn't tell, I am doing some paint correction on the truck, so that is why it looks the way that it does. This is day 2 of actually doing that. Not sure I'm gonna be able to put a video together on that, but it's getting done, right? So the truck is slowly but surely coming together. Next up, I'm actually gonna be working on the front end of this thing, because if you guys remember the first video, I said I was gonna kind of replace everything under this truck suspension-wise, but I wasn't gonna lift it. So next up will be basically addressing everything up here. I've got new coils for this thing, new sway bar links, new shocks, and I'm gonna paint everything in there. And I'll show you guys how I do all that. Again, everyone kind of has their own different approach, different paints they prefer, different prep. So I'm just gonna basically go over what works best for me. So thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna show you guys some video at the back end of this thing with the lights on, and I'll be coming back with another video before too long. Thank you.
De baixo pra cima, tu senta, desliza pra não machucar.